Hello and welcome to Nationwide on the NTA. I am Ifoma Ojinta. President Bola Tinubu has resolved to deepen bilateral relations between Nigeria and Germany with renewed collaboration in security, power and railway development. The commitment was reached during a telephone conversation on Wednesday with German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, where both leaders also agreed to explore cooperation in creative arts and skills development. President Tinubu highlighted Nigeria's power challenges, particularly in electricity transmission under the Presidential Power Initiative. In response, Chancellor Merz said Siemens is prepared to support the project, while Deutsche Bank indicated willingness to provide financing. The leaders also expressed concern over the worsening security situation in the Sahel. President Tinubu called for support through the supply of used helicopters to strengthen intelligence and reconnaissance operations in the region. Both countries reaffirmed their long-standing diplomatic ties, now spanning 65 years, with Chancellor Merz noting that Germany is awaiting the arrival of Nigeria's new ambassador. Discussions also touched on cultural cooperation, including a proposal for the establishment of a Great Museum of African Arts. The telephone conversation lasted about 9 minutes. The defense attaches of the United Kingdom and Germany to Nigeria, Brigadier Tom Hopper and Colonel Boris Bovkamp, have reaffirmed continued support and collaboration in the fight against terrorism and insurgency. This assurance was during their visit to the headquarters of the Theater Command Operation Hadankai in Maiduguri. A statement by the Joint Task Force through Lieutenant Colonel Sani Uba indicates that Brigadier Tom Hopper commended the Nigerian Armed Forces' effort in tackling terrorism in the northeast region, particularly through Operation Hadankai, and expressed the UK's commitment to providing further training support through the British Military Advisory Team. Equally, the defense attaché of Germany to Nigeria, Colonel Boris Bovkamp, said he was in the theater to explore possible areas of collaboration, especially in the area of capacity building, as well as possible interventions through regional cooperation arrangements. The theater commander of Operation Hadankai, Major General Abdusalam Abubakar, lauded the significant contributions of the UK and German defense attachés to counter-insurgency efforts, noting that training initiatives have enhanced troop skills and proficiency in responding to evolving security. The importance of sustained ties between the NTA and the military, especially the Joint Task Force Operation World Stroke, remains a critical factor in curbing terrorism in Benue and its adjoining states. This was placed on the front burner during an interface between the Zonal Director, NTA Network Center, Makurdi, Asabe Akmodi, and the Commander, Joint Task Force Operation World Stroke, Major General Moses Gara in Makurdi. Charles Abba reports.
NTA, which is the custodian of information, and the Operation World Stroke, which has the armament, have met to deepen their synergy. Commander, Joint Task Force Operation Wellstroke, Major General Moses Gara could not hold back his appreciation for NTA's contribution to the successes recorded by the command in the region.
They have covered extensively our efforts. They have been unbiased, and they've given the right reach and the right narratives to shape this environment towards achieving peace and development for all and sundry.
The Zonal Director, NTA Network Center Makudi, Asabe Akmodi, acknowledged the efforts of the Operation Wellstroke.
Coming closer now has given us more insight as to some of the challenges they are facing, because they seem to be at the receiving end. But there needs to be more dialogue for more successes.
Both parties have the assurances of sustained relationship as they work together for the peace and development of the nation. Charles Abba, NTA News.
The Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center and the Bankers Committee are collaborating to ensure financial institutions are not prone to internet fraud. Francis Form reports that this was during a visit by members of the Bankers Committee to the Cybercrime Center in Abuja.
We would like to leave this room having a full understanding of what we can do as an industry to work with you towards eliminating, if possible, the threat of cybercrime in Nigeria.
This meeting between the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center and the Bankers Committee is a follow-up to an earlier meeting with the IGP to strengthen collaboration with financial institutions to confront cyber-enabled fraud. Director of the center explained that the center is established to support victims of cybercrime.
The majority of the victims of cybercrime are your customers. And of course, you have the mandate to protect your customers. And we have the mandate to protect our citizens.
As digital transactions continue to power Nigeria's economy, the partnership between the banking industry and the Nigeria Police Force National Cybercrime Center could mark a turning point. Frank Sasfam, NTA News.
The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has confirmed the arrests of the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasru El-Rufai. ICPC arrested El-Rufai in the evening of Wednesday, 18th February 2026, after EFCC granted him administrative bail. El-Rufai is in custody of the Commission in connection with ongoing investigations in connection with allegations of misappropriation of government funds when he was governor of Kaduna State. El-Rufai was detained by the EFCC on Monday over corruption allegations, and he is expected to be charged to court after the Commission has concluded its investigations. As the Civil Service of the Federation continues its adaptation to the use of technology for smart, performance-driven service, several government agencies are taking their staff through the process. The Federal Ministry of Justice is blazing the trail with a series of continuous trainings for personnel on greater efficiency in government service. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, speaks further.
We understand that institutions do not succeed by structures alone. They succeed because of the commitment, sacrifice, and professionalism of the men and women who serve within them, that is, you.
Technology-driven Nigeria public service acts as a catalyst for efficient resource utilization and national development.
You need to have a data-driven decision-making system.
This year, 63 workers across the ministries, agencies and departments under Justice Ministry were rewarded for outstanding performance in discharging the ministry's mandates in line with the federal government's 8 priority areas using key performance indicators. And to religious matters now, following the sighting of the new moon, Ramadan, the 9th month of the Islamic lunar calendar, has commenced as a sacred time for Muslims worldwide to fast, pray, reflect, and draw closer to Allah and purify their hearts and souls. Tokwe Alabi reports.
The first 10 days of Ramadan are known as the Days of Mercy, otherwise known as Rahmah, representing the opening phrase of the holy month focused on seeking Allah's compassion and blessings. It is a period of spiritual reset to cultivate gratitude, strengthen spiritual discipline, serving as a transition into the fasting routine, aiming to soften the heart and prepare the soul for the days ahead.
There is a popular hadith that says, "Awwaluhu rahma, wastuhu maghfirah, wa akhiru aitqun min nari rabbina." That is, the first 10 days is full of mercy. In the month of Ramadan, one must take it very, very seriously. You recite the glorious Quran, perform nawafil, especially Tarawih that comes once in a year. All these acts are what a Muslim will do if he or she is very serious in earning the mercies of Allah that are embedded in the first 10 days of Ramadan.
Amid the verses of fasting is to show that fasting is a period of acceptance of prayers, of acceptance of supplications. So we have to use this Ramadan to pray for the well-being of our country, to pray for the peace in our country.
So for us in this nation, it's also a time for reflection, it's a time for prayer for the nation, it's a time when prayers are answered.
Believers focus on building a stronger connection with Allah through increased prayer and reading the Quran to strengthen their faith with acts of kindness by fostering compassion, charity, and empathy towards the less fortunate.
Islam is of the view that if the haves, if they consider the have-nots, we discover that it will be a better place for us to live in.
We are specifically supposed to now add to our prayers, to our reading of the Holy Quran, we have to do a lot of charity now.
Muslims often recite specific prayers seeking mercy.
Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum bi rahmatika astaghith.
Rabbi ighfir warham wa anta khayrur rahimin.
The first 10 days is recognized as a time when Allah's mercy is abundant, setting the stage for more rigorous phases of forgiveness and salvation. Tokwe Alabi, NTA News.
And as the year 2026 witnesses a major religious coincidence of the Lenten season and Ramadan commencing same day, religious leaders in Owerri are calling for commitment to prayers for positive impacts in the country.
Lenten period, which commences with Ash Wednesday, is a yearly observance by Christians the world over, which involves a 40-day fast. The uniqueness of this year's exercise is that the Ramadan fast, which lasts for a period of 30 days, also commenced same day. In reaction to this, some religious leaders in Owerri have attributed it to divine arrangement at a time the country is yearning for God's intervention.
When it comes like this, it is a blessing.
All religions must come together so that we can build a formidable nation.
Salvation is for everybody.
They highlighted that fervent prayers by both Christians and Muslims in Nigeria will go a long way in helping the nation in addressing economic and security challenges, as well as building peaceful coexistence.
We'll now join Kate Osonwa in Owerri to give us more updates on this religious coincidence. Hello, Kate.
Hello. Here with me is a Catholic priest, Reverend Father Marcel Obilo. He will throw more light on the areas of concern as Christians and Muslims participate in this month of praying and fasting.
Thank you so much. The Lenten season started with the Ash Wednesday, and the church reminds us that it is a time of repentance, a time of encounter, a time of prayer, deep commitment, prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. And this 40 days journey is not just prayer in futility, but as we pray for our personal needs, our family needs, and other needs that confront us, let us remember Nigeria and have Nigeria at the top list of our prayer.
Thank you for your time, Reverend Father Obilo.
Thank you so much.
That's it from
Thank you very much, Kate. Now, President Bola Tinubu congratulates Senator Florence Ita-Giwa, a prominent politician, on her 80th birthday. Senator Ita-Giwa served as senator for the Cross River South Senatorial District of Cross River State from 1999 to 2003. President Tinubu joins the family and friends of Ita-Giwa to celebrate this milestone and acknowledges her decades of service to the nation as she turns 80. In a birthday message, First Lady Oluremi Tinubu also joins family, friends, political associates, and the good people of Cross River State to celebrate the octogenarian. The First Lady applauded her exemplary life, commending her resilience, courage, and unwavering dedication to Cross River State in particular and Nigeria in general. Similarly, President Bola Tinubu congratulates Chief Anyim Pius Anyim on his 65th birthday, February 19, joining his family and friends in celebrating this milestone and praying that the day brings him more joy and happiness. Hailing Chief Anyim as a constant figure in Nigeria's political landscape, President Tinubu says his political longevity affirms his ability to build bridges and work with stakeholders across the aisle as one of the nation's exemplary leaders as President of the Senate. He stood up against attempts to breach the integrity of the National Assembly, choosing the uncomfortable and unpopular path. The President wishes him good health and strength as he celebrates his 65th birthday, especially as the nation needs more patriots who will always ensure its peace, progress, and development. You're watching Nationwide on the NTA. It's now time to join Adiola in Lagos for more stories from that axis. Hello, Adiola.
Hello, Ifoma. Good to see you. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to positioning Lagos as Africa's leading hub for global investment and cultural exchange. The governor made this known while receiving the ambassador of Japan to Nigeria at Lagos House Marina. Joyken Abakboya reports.
The visit focused on exploring new areas of collaboration between Lagos State and Japan in sectors driving innovation and economic growth. Ambassador Suzuki Hideo described Lagos as a strategic gateway to Nigeria and Africa, noting Japan's interest in strengthening existing ties and building new partnerships.
I just want to mention about the economic relations between Lagos State and my country. My government considers maintaining excellent relations with Lagos State of a very vital importance, since Lagos State is a commercial and economic hub.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu highlighted Japan's contributions to industrial development, identifying culture, fashion, and entertainment as key areas of expanded cooperation. He assured investors of security and a business-friendly environment, encouraging more Japanese firms to choose Lagos as their African destination. The ambassador was accompanied by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Foreign Affairs and Protocol, Ademola Oshodi, who stressed the need for sustained diplomatic and economic engagements.
The Japanese Development Agency, JICA, has been quite helpful to the federal government on agriculture and other areas. So I believe that the visit of the Japanese ambassador here in Lagos would in many ways enhance the relationship of the state and the federal government of Nigeria.
Both parties reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening Nigeria-Japan relations through cultural diplomacy, trade, and innovation. In Lagos, Joyken Abakboya, NTA News.
Civil society organizations active in creating awareness on nicotine consumption have recommended that existing regulatory coverage be extended to all emerging nicotine products to halt the increasing consumption by youths. This recommendation was given while presenting the research findings to the public on new smoke trap, youth exposure to them, and gaps in policies that the development exploits. Larry Belay has more.
They are sleek in design, flavored in ways that appeal to youth, and marketed at young adults' populated spaces. These researchers say beneath the packaging lies the same addictive substances of nicotine. Emerging nicotine and tobacco products include heated tobacco products, nicotine pouches, and e-cigarettes.
So they are touted as tobacco-free, but these things contain nicotine, sometimes in very high and dangerous doses. And how do they propose people take them? They say people put them in their gum, like you put it somewhere around your mouth, and just allow yourself absorb the nicotine inside.
They revealed that these new emerging nicotine products are actually a drug delivery system, not a lifestyle, as it is being purported.
We are calling on the federal government, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, the Standard Organization of Nigeria, Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment, the FCPC, and other relevant bodies to harmonize their approach, because our research identified divergent institutional understanding of these products.
Findings point to the tobacco industry's continued efforts to recruit new unwitting victims to addiction, to sustain profit and replace the millions of consumers lost to disease and premature death every year.
These industry watchers warn that relevant stakeholders that do not regulate the products would jeopardize Nigeria's hard-won gains in tobacco control, raising new circle of nicotine-dependence generation. In Lagos, Larry Bilayi, NTA News.
And that's it from Lagos. Nationwide continues with Comfort IM in Enugu after the break.
To have you back on Nationwide, moving on now from Enugu Network Center. About 1,000 indigent students in Ebonyi State have benefited from free JAMB registration for students by the Southeast Renewed Hope Agenda. Chinaza Chukunenye reports that the move is aimed at removing financial constraint against academic pursuits by intelligent students.
The 10,000 students were selected from the 171 wards in Ebonyi State after a thorough screening by a panel set up by the Southeast Renewed Hope Agenda with focus on the students' academic performances and social status. The National Coordinator, Southeast Renewed Hope Agenda, Chief Bello Sochukwu Enwere, and his state counterpart, Mr. James Alaka, said the gesture is to ensure that no child is denied the opportunity of tertiary education. They further disclosed that the students will also be mentored until they gain admission into their institutions of choice.
Education is the foundation of any nation. Any nation that deprives its youth education is built to doom. The President has done a lot for us. The NEL Fund, the Southeast Development Commission, resolving the issue between ASU and federal government have been lingering for so many years is commendable.
Demonstrates a clear commitment to human capital development, youth empowerment, and long-term transformation.
For the students, the gesture is timely and will be appreciated for a lifetime.
Before now, I've been finding it difficult to register for the JAMB, but through the help of Mr. President today, I'm going to register today.
I never had enough money for the JAMB, but as the President has given us the opportunity, I believe I can write and pass well now.
50,000 students are being targeted in the Southeast Zone, with each student in Ebonyi State receiving 8,500 naira to ease the process. In Abakaliki, Chinaza Chukunenye, NTA News.
Similarly, a charitable organization, the Mama Ejima Ezia Foundation, is offering scholarship opportunities to deserving girl students into federal universities in Nigeria. Founded in memory of late Monica Ezia, the foundation recently inaugurated at Ibagwa and the Nsukka local government area of Enugu State is on a mission to help indigent schoolgirls thrive in life through education. Susan Eze has more.
Through resilience, sacrifice, and determination, late Mama Ejima Monica Ezia, a young, uneducated widow, struggled not only to feed but educate her 8 children, including 6 girls, at a time girl child education was less valued. Unfortunately, she died in a motor accident in 1992. Today, 34 years later, she's being honored by the daughters she struggled to train. Founded by one of the daughters, Nkiruka Ona, the Mama Ejima Ezia Foundation is offering scholarships to indigent young girls to any federal university in Nigeria. The foundation, she says, aims at honoring her late mother's legacy of love for education, empowering girls and shaping their future.
A lot of these girls are wearing my shoe like it was in the past. And I'm hoping that this would be something that will bring a lot of relief to mothers without husbands, to children without fathers, to girl children that are about to be rejected or have been rejected. I am advising families, give equal opportunities to your children, whether boy or girl.
Stakeholders agree that girl child education breaks the cycle of poverty, reduces early marriage, and helps women make informed life decisions. The scholarship scheme is open to bright but indigent girls in senior secondary who meet the criteria for selection. The launch of the foundation, which began with a celebrated mass, ended with a presentation of various gifts to over 3,000 people. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
Those are the stories from here. Is back to Ifoma in Abuja for continuity.
Much comfort. Now, Nigeria is stepping up efforts to transform cross-border payments through digital innovation as part of a broader push to strengthen financial inclusion and economic growth. Speaking at the G24 technical group meetings in Abuja, Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Kaduso, says the Apex Bank targets $1 billion monthly remittances in the near term. Musa Abubakar reports.
Today, sending money across borders is still slow and expensive, with transactions taking days and cost eaten into remittances and trade. But digital technology is changing that. At the G24 technical group meetings in Abuja, Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Kaduso, says Nigeria is rolling out new payment infrastructure designed to make international transactions faster and more seamless. Already, remittances into the country average about $600 million every month, with a target of $1 billion in sight.
Digital cross-border payments can become a public good and help rebalance global finance and development if central banks shape the architecture rather than adapt to it.
Across Africa, platforms like the Pan-African Payment Settlement System are helping businesses move money across borders in local currencies, reducing costs and opening doors to regional trade. But as finance goes digital, new risks are emerging, from currency volatility to unregulated platforms. For Nigeria and other developing economies, the goal is clear, not just to follow the future of global finance, but to help shape it. In Abuja, Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
In navigating this cyberspace and gaining from the digital economy, Chimdema Ndubisi brings us the details.
Projects who have minimal digital skills. So for 5 days, the National Information Technology Development Agency has been equipping them with digital skills that will aid their work and improve their earnings. Mercy here is a crochet artist with keen interest in digital content creation. She tells me that the skills training has availed her the opportunity to improve her digital content creation skills.
With the knowledge I got from here, I will be able to I'll be able to strategize my business more to the point of giving me incomes.
Now I can create a AI video and AI images, make a content.
They get to understand computer as a whole. Also some computer applications such as your Word, your Microsoft Office packages, your Google packages, develop business plans, cybersecurity and threat management too.
Startup kits, including 30 laptops, were handed out to the learners. The digital transformation skills training is going on simultaneously in some other states. In Abuja, Chimdema Ndubisi, NTA News.
The Plateau State government says it is determined to put an end to human trafficking and child exploitation, as it will continue to track, arrest and prosecute perpetrators of such criminal acts. We will be joining Priscilla Grumna in Jos, who will be giving us a live update on efforts by the state government in curbing human trafficking in Plateau State. Hello, Priscilla.
Hello, Ifoma. We are at one of the locations that was raided by the combined team of the Plateau State Task Force on Anti-Human Trafficking Committee, led by the chairman, who is also the State Commissioner for Justice, Philemon Daffy. The team comprising NAPTIP, NDLEA, the Nigeria Police, the Nigeria Immigration Service, Nigeria Correctional Service, Ministry of Justice, and that of Women Affairs, human rights groups, and other relevant bodies launched the operation in about 7 locations within the Jos Bukuru metropolis. During the raid, 184 suspected human traffickers and drug peddlers were arrested. Giving an update on this development, chairman of the task force, Philemon Daffy, says out of the number arrested, 20 persons who have been profiled were found to be passers-by. 13 persons are currently in rehabilitation centers, while others are still under investigation. He assures that those found culpable of the crime will be prosecuted according to the stipulated laws. The stakeholders are optimistic that the move by the state government will curtail human trafficking in the states. It's back to you, studio.
Thank you very much indeed, Priscilla. And from Jos, we now go over to our Kaduna Network Center, where Mohammed Umar Ajengi is standing by to bring us the latest from that zone. Hello, Mohammed.
Us here in Kaduna. A few weeks after the Vice President inaugurated projects including a school in Chudunburi, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Community Engagement has visited the community to assess the commencements of academic activities at the facility. Our correspondent reports that during the visit, the Senior Special Assistant provided support to the students. This is the school built for the children affected by the Chudunburi drum misfire. It is a typical school day here. Musa and his brother Yau walked to the class without uniforms or basic learning materials such as exercise books. And this is the story of many children here. Days later, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Community Engagement Northwest Zone, Abdullahi Tankoyaka, says here to distribute uniforms and exercise books to Musa, Yawu and many other students in the school premises.
We've given over 500 of them. They started with 60-something students, but now they have over 500 students, and we have given them uniforms, and as you can see, we've given them exercise books so that at least they'll have math and English exercise book. Once they have this basic, we feel they will be nurtured and they will grow to be good citizens. So we commend His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for finding it worthy to come and build this wonderful school and other infrastructures. As you can see, they have clinic.
The support the head teacher says has increased enrollment and reduced financial barriers for parents who could not afford uniforms or learning materials.
You have supported us in giving us uniform, giving us exercise book. We want to appreciate you, Your Excellency Bola Tinubu. May the Lord continue to open more ways and bless you more, and Your Excellency Obasani. We want to appreciate you people all.
The SSA to the president says the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will continue to improve access to quality education across the country to ensure equal rights for all citizens remain a cornerstone of democracy. Yet for many persons living with disabilities, inclusion is still a work in progress. In a renewed push for awareness and enforcement of the Disability Act signed into law in 2018, the National Association of Persons with Physical Disabilities paid a costly visit to NTA Kaduna Network Center for stronger implementation and greater public enlightenment. Haruna Muhammad reports.
It is not about their number, but the magnitude and urgency of the words they carry, as it coincides with the Disability Act 2018 signed into law by the former President Muhammadu Buhari. The law seeks to promote equal rights, protect persons with disability from discrimination, and ensure access to public buildings, education, healthcare, transportation, and employment opportunities. Hence the visit by the National Association of Persons with Physical Disabilities to NTA Kaduna Network Center.
As a person with disability, you should move freely like any other individual that doesn't have disability. So these are issues that, if we go deeply, there are a lot of provisions that, if it is properly implemented, I think there's none of all will think about our disability.
Zonal Director, NTA Kaduna Network Center, Amini Shakapas represented, emphasized the crucial role of the media in educating, enlightening, and sensitizing the public.
So anytime you have your own activities that you want to showcase, you want the public to know about it, don't hesitate, just give us a shout.
The advocacy visit underscores the importance of collaboration and the media as the fourth estate of the realm for the benefit of all Nigerians. In Kaduna, Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
And that's our contributions from this end nationwide.
With the publication of governorship candidates' particulars concluded, the Osun State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Mutiu Agbuke, says the commission is focusing on key pre-election activities as the next phase of preparations ahead of the August 8 polls. Femi Afariogun reports.
Of 19 registered political parties for Osun 2026 governorship election, names and credentials of the 14 governorship candidates and their running mates were pasted at the INEC office.
Political parties still have opportunity, to replace their candidate, and eventually the commission will now publish the final list of candidates on the 9th of March 2026. Of course, as I know, that item number 8 is the commencement of the campaign by political parties on 11th March.
The attention now is shifting from screening to readiness. As the commission says, its priority now is public engagement, encouraging eligible residents to collect their permanent voter card.
As I speak to you now, our registration point is at the RA level. So they can also collect their permanent voter cards at RA level. So we are enjoining our people to go and collect their card and register.
INEC reassures residents of its commitment to a credible, transparent, and peaceful governorship election in Osogbo. Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress in Benue State is holding party congresses across the 276 council wards in line with national schedules of the party. Elias Itiaf reports.
The All Progressives Congress APC in Benue State commends its ward congresses across the 276 council wards, assuring of a seamless process. Chairman of the APC ward and local government congresses in Benue State conducted a disbursement exercise and addressed local government chairmen and returning officers. He emphasized that the success of the exercise will enhance the party's relentless efforts of reconciliation even at the grassroots and strengthen the APC for victory.
All wards and local government, they came to collect it without any problem, so we are wishing something come very good.
Chairman of the APC in Benue State, Benjamin Omale, and the State Organizing Secretary, James Onguga, urged party supporters to be orderly and ensure that they comply with the regulations of the National Working Committee of the ruling party.
The members of the committee have done distribution of materials to the various wards. The returning officers are in position with this particular material at this time.
And the committees were 4 in number. One was the screening committee, another the screening appeal committee. We have the Ward and Local Government Congress Committee, and then an appeal committee that is going to look into any issue that will arise from the Ward Congress.
This, they say, is pivotal for APC's grassroots democracy. Elias Etiav, NTA News.
APC Forum of Female Aspirants has strongly condemned the manipulation of some selfish politicians under the guise of Indibu FCT chapter to vote for an Igbo candidate on the platform of the Social Democratic Party SDP, and described it as uncivilized and abuse of the core values Nigeria stands for. The convener, who is an aspirant of House of Representatives on the platform of the APC for Orumba North and South local government area of Anambra State, urged all peace-loving Igbo people resident in Abuja to vote for APC candidates for AMAC and avoid any manipulation of their good choices.
We condemn such brand of politics, and let it be clear, there is no such thing as Igbo stakeholders coming together to endorse any candidate or any Igbo candidate. The point we're saying is that the credibility of any election depends on the collective resolve of Nigerians to freely vote for candidates of their choice. We in APC are concerned about transparency, electoral credibility, and accountability in all election processes.
The forum recognized and appreciated President Tinubu for assenting to the Electoral Reforms Act and appealed to Nigerians resident in Abuja to come out en masse and vote for all Progressive Congress candidates to continue with the good work the President is doing in areas of infrastructure, economy, and social transformation. Now, skin cancer, one of the most common cancers worldwide, is raising several important medical, social, and public health issues. To address these issues among persons with albinism in Nigeria, the Nigerian government is strengthening strategies to shade sun skin cancer. Elizabeth Omori reports.
Skin cancer, dermatologists explain, is the abnormal ultraviolet-induced growth of skin cells, primarily presenting as basal cell carcinoma. Its risk factors include sun and chemical exposures and infections like HIV and HPV. Oriarewo Success believes health outcomes will improve when government prioritizes funding of the health sector.
The discrimination is much. It's very on the high side. If I should remember, even when I was pregnant, everybody wants to know what I will give birth to.
As lead presentation remains a major challenge to cancer treatment, key actors in the health sector insist early detection, quality of care, avoiding alcohol and smoking will reduce the prevalence of the scourge.
Healthcare workers are being strengthened with the competencies required to identify suspicious lesions, counseling of patients, and link them seamlessly into network care.
We frequently speak about expanding access to healthcare.
Persons living with albinism advocate health insurance, The campaign held simultaneously in Kano and Lagos states. Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Gombe State Government has launched a major development initiative aimed at transforming its city centre. The state government, through the Gombe Geographical Information Systems, has begun open bidding for the renaming of streets and house numbering in the state's capital and its environs. Abbas Mikano reports.
Well-organized street naming and house numbering can boost property values by making areas more attractive and accessible. It also helps authorities organize services and infrastructure more effectively.
Street naming and house numbering initiative is not just an infrastructure project. It is a foundational system for effective governance, security planning, economic activities, and inclusive urban development.
This initiative aims to promote proper planning and development in Gombe Metropolis. The Director General of Gombe Geographic Information System explains the process is designed to be transparent and fair. The process is open to local contractors, ensuring fairness and transparency. The initiative is a significant step towards improving infrastructure and urban development in Gombe State. The government plans to extend it to semi-urban centers and rural communities.
Doing such tender bidding is very important in the principle of procurement processes. I need the government to collaborate with professional bodies and allied experts to continue doing such sessions.
This phased approach will promote transparency, accountability, and local contractor participation. In Gombe, Abbas Mekano, NTA News.
Let's now join Bright's Electoral for the latest in the world of sports.
The fight for the overall prize at the ongoing police games intensified on Wednesday, with some events wrapping up and others nearing their final stages. In darts, Zone 8 and Zone 11 dominated the darts events as they claimed 2 gold medals each. Zone 11 also excelled in taekwondo, topping the standings with a haul of 9 gold, 5 silver and 4 bronze medals. With 3 days remaining, events including swimming, wushu kung fu, kickboxing, boxing, squash, golf and athletics are also gaining momentum.
We are noticing some, the emergence of some new, very, very good new athletes, and I think that's one of the key reasons why we organize games like this.
In the Nigeria Women Football League Premiership, Ahudia named Queens Trash Conference Queens 5-1, while Remo Stars ladies hammered Delta Queens 4-0. Heartland Queens came from behind to beat Bayelsa Queens 3-1, and Adamawa Queens secured a 2-0 away win over Niger Rattles. Abia Angels, Edo Queens, Rivers Angels, and Sunshine Queens also recorded victories in a high-scoring round. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Women Football League sanctioned on Shoe Babes FC after their fixture against FC Robo Queens failed to kick off due to a jersey color clash, awarding a walkover to the hosts and fining on Shoe Babes $2.5 million for breaching kit and match regulations. Elsewhere, in the UEFA Europa League knockout playoffs, Brann hosts Bologna after a goalless league phase draw, while Ludo Gores face Ferencvaros and Panathinaikos meet Victoria Plzeň, while Fenerbahce take on Nottingham Forest in a historic first meeting. And lastly in tennis, Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz advanced in Doha, staying on course for a potential final showdown at the Qatar Open. For Sports Update, Bright Ebucho, NTA News.
And that concludes Nationwide for today. We thank you for watching. I am Ifoma Ojinta. Bye for now.